Okay, so now we've identified clinically relevant behavior, CRB, and which is behavior that shows up in the session and also in the client's life, both problematic behavior and improved behavior. And now the question is, what do we do with them? Well, now that we've identified them, we can actually work with them because they are now present in the room, and so we can change the behavior in the here and now. So going back to our example of a client who has difficulty expressing their needs, we could just say, so we've identified that the form it takes with you is to not put any items on the agenda, right? So the client comes in and says, I see that this week you still haven't put any item on the agenda for this week. Is this, a familiar away move for you? And when the client says, okay, so would you be willing to just tell me what you need today, to just tell me what you would like to work on? And imagine the client says, well, okay, I think I would like to talk about my mother today. Well, then the client has actually produced an improved behavior, a toward move, and we are going to seek to reinforce it. Of course, we're not just going to reinforce it by saying, hey, great, you've expressed your need, excellent, now let's move on to whatever it was that I wanted to do. One of the most effective ways to reinforce that behavior is to accede to the client's needs and spend a good chunk of the session talking about, let's say, the client's relationship with his mother. And at the end of the exchange, we're going to come back on the exchange. So today you express your need to talk about your relationship with your mother, and we talked about your relationship with your mother. How was that? And the client may say, well, it was kind of difficult for me to ask, but I'm really glad I did it, and the discussion was helpful. And then we are going to encourage the client to identify situations in which he could do something similar. So, could you see yourself doing something similar at work maybe, or with your partner, or maybe even with your mother? And then see what comes of that. So that's kind of, the process by which we work with clinically relevant behavior. Of course, it's going to take different forms depending on the situation, the client, and your own personal style, but that's pretty much the process we use. I thought that was a bit better. Okay, thanks.